All right, so I think that we will follow two rules, all right? Rules. Rules. The rules will be rule number one. Rule number one. One processing fee per dog. And rule number two will be one processing fee per two cats. Okay, so if you own one cat, you can get a license, but you don't have to pay anything, right? So for that specific pet, you really don't pay. But if you have more than one, let's actually make it like three. One processing fee per three cats, just to make a clear distinction, like one or three and more. So per three cats, we will charge the processing fee. So we need a loop again to access this vector of pets inside inside the pet owner, which is this vector of pets, right? It's called pets. So we're going to access this vector of pets, and we will be able to, or should be able to, essentially see what we need to do with respect to be able to process everything. Okay, then I will try using the same loop. I will say for. I have this pointer to the owner, right, which is given to a license object in its constructor. So license has access to the. So for a pet, right, pet reference pet, for each pet in owner pets collection, right, pets. Do whatever we need to do. And here's the problem. Here's the problem that if I try building this, right, so I'm just saying, okay, for each pet, and by the way, that needs to be a column, right? So we say for each pet in this list of pets, which we can access by using the pointer to the owner object, right? So we want to visit every single pet by using this for each loop, or a range loop as we name it in C++. We want to create this loop. Notice that pet is a reference because I don't want to create copies of pets. I'm just saying, just give me a reference to a pet and I will be able to access its fields and find out what's going on, right? But if I need to build this, it says owner pets cannot access private member inside class pet owner. Basically, right here, this attempt to access pets from pet license gives me trouble because the pets vector is being declared private clearly inside this owner class. Essentially, there is a restriction that the pets cannot be accessed by anyone but the pet owner class only, right? So the vector of pets is not accessible inside pet license. So I will just, for the sake of simplicity, I will make a very simple workaround, and I will say that, well, you know what? Yes, let's keep the rules, but if pet license wants to access pets, we're going to allow it. This is simply done by declaring pet license as a friend class of pet owner class. I'm going to say friend class pet license. All right, so the compiler will basically should recognize that if pet license wants to access pets, it's okay because we said that pet license is a friend of the pet owner. Okay, so this is essentially breaking the encapsulation rules, but anyway, this gives us a chance to essentially use the same type of loop when we want to make this computation. Okay, and so what? Basically, we need to distinguish between cats and dogs, right? So if that's a possibility, we can say if, right? All right. So first of all, if it's a dog, right? If it's a dog, so we say pets, right? Pets, I'm sorry, if pet is, let me see, what we have in terms of what we can check here. Essentially the type, right? We need to be able to access the type. Oh, there's also adoption, okay? Perhaps for adoption we can make another discount for adoption, right? By the way, let's do that right away if I haven't already. So on the list of discount fee, yeah, let's just use this discount fee for both adoption and senior citizen. But that's another thing that we need to be able to analyze. So again, I have two choices here because both type, right? The type and adoption indicators are both private, right? Inside class pet. So if I want to get quick access to these fields, again, I can say friend class pet license, right? And we'll say that, you know, if pet license member functions are trying to access any of this data, it's okay, right? Otherwise, other parts of the application wouldn't be able to do that. All right, so if pet type is a D, which stands for the dog, right? So if pet type is dog, then we can just basically say total fee, right? We're going to charge the total fee plus the processing fee, right there, processing fee, just going to do that, plus equals processing fee, right? So that we're going to instantly charge, all right? So with cats, if this is a cat, and let me close my closing brace. So otherwise, okay, otherwise if this is a cat, for a cat I need, and let me just like get everything in order. If else, that needs to belong right here. I don't understand what I'm typing, and that's an extra brace. Get rid of that, right? So then we need to keep counting the cats, right? So we're going to say int cat count, right, equals 0 to begin with. But if we do have a cat, we can basically say cat count. We need to increment the cat count, say yes, we have a cat, and then we can say if this cat count is greater than 3 cats, right? 3. That would be really nice to add another constant for this 3. Let's think about it, right? Inside the license, we can say constant integer cats per a license, something like that for now, and just say 3, right? Initialize it to 3. So if basically if the cat count is equal or greater than this cats per license equal or greater, right? Then we're going to charge the processing fee. Okay, charge the processing fee. And then if we wanted to, let me just make sure that I put all braces in place, right? And then as soon as I charge processing fee, I will reset cat count to 0, so I will be charging processing fee per each 3 cats, something like that, right? So once I have reached this threshold, I will charge the processing fee and then set cat count back to 0. So this should accumulate the fees, right? And we should be able to see what's going on. So pet license number, print the owner, and then we say std c out. We can say total charge, total license fee charge, right? And we can print what we ended up with, and that would be total fee, which we have being able to compute, right? Something like that. So now we can print that, and hopefully I actually will make sure that I print new line, right? And also what's helpful sometimes is to print some kind of like a separator line so that we can have a clean output form, like with the new line here and with the new line over here, right? So we have some some vertical lines to create to show to the user when we print any of this. So let's see how this looks like after we do this. And remember, I decided that I need another new line right here at the end of the license number, otherwise it's not looking good when I proceed to this output. So, but those are the basic, I think the basic parts of everything that we do. Let's try building this. I'm just trying to see if everything is okay. Let's build this. It says print local function definitions are illegal. Oh, that means when you get this error message, local function definitions are illegal, it means that I misplace my opening and closing braces. For instance, this if has this else, this has this if has this. So somehow along the road, I lost the closing brace for this for statement, and therefore I will close it here, and that's my for statement. Okay, so there was a missing brace. That's why it was assuming that function definition appeared inside another function, and that's not allowed. And so we will now should be able to print that, right? So let's just run that. Okay. Okay, so that's the way it looks like right now, right? So we say $7 altogether that was charged, right? And again, I have some problems formatting my output right here. I really need to include another new line. Before I forget, let me do that right away, right? So I can go here and say, right here, I just need another new line. So usually format has to be adjusted multiple times before you get something that looks satisfactory. That also should probably be printed more like a dollar amount, not just the integer print. But anyway, it has this random number for the pet license. It has Smith, it has senior citizen, and it has some other things that are happening here. So more or less, this is the implementation of this minimal type of application that demonstrates usage of multiple objects, that demonstrates a vector of pets which are included inside. Basically, we have those pets inside the pet owner class, right? So we have this vector. We also, just as a shortcut to keep our code to a minimum, I made pet license friend of both pet and pet owner classes so that I didn't have problems accessing the actual values. And I think what I forgot is that if this is an adoption, right? If this is an adoption, then I need to be able to give them a discount, right? So for let's see, we can do this for dogs, right? So we can see we can say if pet adoption, right? If this was an adoption, then we can basically say total fee minus I guess minus processing fee or minus discount fee. Let me just check what the values are. Discount fee is 5, is basically equal the processing fee. So anyway, so that looks fine, right? So if adoption, we will discount. Now it's trickier with cats because with cats I kept the cat count. So I will say if so I can do another Boolean adoption, right? Boolean adoption equals false. We can say cat adoption. If this was indeed a cat adoption, like that, then again we can say if cat adoption, then we can give them a discount, right? Something like that. Total fee minus discount fee. But I need to update this cat adoption now someplace, because if this is a cat, right? So we can say if pet dot adoption, then adoption, cat adoption is true, right? So essentially, if we do see an adopted cat among those 3 that we set cats per license, which may not be a perfect name, but anyway, if we do detect any adoption, we essentially do take the discount fee. And then, of course, as we reset cat count, we can basically reset the cat adoption as well over here. Right, so essentially cat adoption equals false. Right, so we can place this somewhere in the bottom and just say reset indicators, right? So these are indicators for a group of cats, right? Something like that. So perhaps this is, at least it may not be perfect, it may not be absolutely complete, but this does take like us to a more or less realistic level to what has to happen when we calculate that specific fee. Okay, so again, not to worry if you're not able to catch with everything that I'm typing, because I will post this sample on the website.